Good morning, Facebook Live. Oh, I'm Rebecca, the program director for the Joslyn Center, and this is episode 37 of the Joslyn Variety Show. Yay! Today we are doing our warm-up with Veronica, and then Veronica and Judy both are here with some pantry-friendly recipes for you to make some good quarantine projects so you don't have to go out and go shopping. But let's start off with a warm-up with Veronica, and then we'll do some cooking.
Thank you, Rebecca. Good morning, everyone. Okay, we're going to start our warm-up. So today, instead of marching, we're going to stand behind our chair, and we're just going to step side, side, and then side, side. Now remember, if I'm starting off a little fast-paced, I'm going to slow down, and maybe I'll slow down too. Okay. This seems like a very innocent move we're starting with. There's a lot going on. Okay, so we're not looking at our feet. We're practicing our balance. And well, you can be looking at your feet. I don't look at my feet, but do be mindful of your chair legs so you understand where your space is, where you are in space, where the chair is in space, so you don't bump into each other. Okay, step. So we're using our coordination, stepping side to side. We don't usually step this way or walk this way. And we can go a little bit faster, but we're not going to rush. We just want to go a little bit faster, so we'll elevate our breathing a little bit. Good. And again, remember, you're keeping a light flex in your knee, just a little bend in your knee. So you're not straight-legged and you're not doing this. We're just, see if you can move side to side without going up and down. Okay, good. Okay, stand next to your chin. We're gonna kick our heels forward. Should I kick our heels forward? We're gonna tap and tap, tap. So you're extending your straight leg forward, so your head, you're going to be bopping up and down just a little bit. Very controlled. You know exactly where you're placing your heel. Okay. And as we're getting more and more focused to the fact that we are moving, keep your chair handy so you get comfortable just being really focused on exercising right now. And then anything else that's on your mind, just let it go. We don't need to think about it right now. Okay, now let's tap back, okay? So if you have room where you're standing, just tap your toe back and your toe back. So you're reaching, tap, reaching, tap. Your upper body pretty much just stays right where it is. You're just reaching and tapping. You could squeeze your glutes as you're doing this and get a little exercise on your gluteus muscles. Reach. Okay, good. All right, so let's stand either next to your chair or behind your chair, and we're going to reach alternate sides. We're going to reach and then reach up, up. Your feet are maybe a little wider than hip width. Your knees have a little bend in them. There's a very strong foundation here. Okay, so reach, reach. And now we're going to reach across the body. Just a tiny twist, not maybe a little bit more than a tiny twist, but what you're really doing is reaching your arm across, your upper body's coming with you, but just make sure you're not, really twisting like that. We're not quite ready for that much. Reach and reach. Now we're going to reach down and down. Every time you place your arm, it's very deliberate. Exactly where I'm going to place that arm. Good. Okay, let's do some shoulder rotations. Nice big circles with the shoulders. Just really shrug your shoulders up there, back, down, forward. Okay, straight arms, big straight arm circles. Now straight arms just to the side. Make sure your shoulders are down. So don't do this, you would do this. And now little circles to the back. How's your breathing? Good. Okay, so let's take our chair. We're gonna have a seat. And if you've been sitting and you got up to do some warm up, or maybe you've been active for quite a while now, and now you're just sitting down, we'll just sit down and relax for just a few seconds. Okay, well actually let's relax a little bit more than that. So you can sit all the way back on the chair, or you can sit off the chair back. Just make sure you're squeezing your abdominals every time you lift your leg and then lift the other leg. So you're kicking out the heel, very controlled kick on your exhale. So we're going to inhale and then exhale. Squeeze stomach in. Inhale, stomach relaxes. Exhale. Okay, that's the pattern. Basically, it's so that you exhale when you are exerting yourself. Whether you're squeezing, you're kicking out, punching, that's when you exhale. Kick out a little bit more, a little bit more. Now let's one straight leg up and just rotate your ankle. Rotate. And then other direction. Nice big circle, so you can really feel that. You really feel the rotation. Let's do the other ankle. Good. Other direction. Okay. So let's lower the feet. So now you're sitting in your chair. You're going to stand up. So we're going to do some squats. And our exertion portion is when we stand up. So inhale, and then exhale, stand up. When you stand up, you're going to have to breathe since I'm still talking. When you stand up, your toes are just kind of there. You're really in the middle, like your arch of your foot towards your heel. That's where you're pushing off from, okay? So inhale and exhale up. Inhale down all the way. Exhale. This might be a little fast. Let's slow down. Inhale down. Push off with your heels. Exhale. So if you can do this a few times a day, then the next day or two you can do it a few times more. And you're getting a lot of work in this one exercise. Your lower body. And when you push up, squeeze everything. Just squeeze everything. Okay, good. All right, so let's just relax. We've got some delicious information coming up. Okay, so just relax. Do some shoulder rotations. Good. All right, so we are ready. On to our next portion of the show.
All right, so let me grab this remote for you guys. So what we're going to do, let me take off my mask. What we're going to do is we've got Veronica and Judy here, and they are going to show us some recipes that you can dig out of your pantry without having to go to the store, hopefully. So Judy has a entree she's going to show us, and then Veronica is going to hit us with a delicious dessert. So if you want to take notes, you can, but I'll post some recipes in the comments for you guys after the show is over, so you'll know how to make these in case you want to give it a try. But let's get started with Judy. She's going to show us her entree. Oh, and let me get the microphone set up for her really quickly.
Good morning, everybody. It's Terrific Tuesday. So our challenge today is to try to make a meal or dessert or whatever from something that is in your pantry. And believe it or not, I had all these things in my pantry. The first thing I had, my base, is rice-a-roni. Yay for rice-a-roni. And this is the Mexican style. Okay, very simple. So you start with the rice-a-roni and you follow the recipe. And then you want to add some Mexican corn. Again, this was in my pantry. And then if you want, add the pinto beans, or if you have black beans, you can add black beans also. And then I like to add tomatoes, either fresh or canned. Just adds more flavor. And then to kick it up a notch, I put in diced chili. And last night I happened to have chicken, so I added chicken in my casserole, and this is what I made. I also mixed in cheese, and you can have leftovers for a couple days or whatever. But again, everything was in my pantry, so check out your pantry, and maybe you have some hidden gold in there.
Thanks, Judy.
Sure.
All right, so Veronica is going to show us what she made for dessert. And the staff is lucky enough today that these lovely ladies are sharing their treats. It's okay. Don't drop anything. Okay. All right, Veronica, what do we got?
Okay. All right, for those of you with a sweet tooth, sometimes you don't have on hand what you think you really want to have. So I wanted something the other day, and I didn't know what I wanted, but I wanted something. So I always have yogurt in my refrigerator, and whether it's Greek yogurt or this is the regular yogurt, I prefer plain yogurt. So I know I've always got some of that, and these are preserves, and I don't eat this a lot. I kind of just keep it around because sometimes I want something sweet. I buy my favorite preserves, and I just know it's there. This will last a long time. This took a long time to empty. So I opened up the refrigerator. I had just maybe a teaspoon, maybe 2 teaspoons left. Put them together in the blender, and I had an excellent smoothie. So maybe you already do this, I don't know, but if you think, I want to have a smoothie, but I don't have frozen fruit, I don't have this and that, it's like you don't need it. Really what you want to do is start out with plain yogurt. I don't buy flavored yogurt because it's a lot of added sugar. So I always start with this base, and now I know I can do this. So if I don't want to put in a bunch of fruits or all the other things I might use, I just put in a little bit of this, and it makes a really good smoothie.
That's a great idea. Very creative.
And it was satisfying. It satisfied my sweet tooth. Okay, now this is a staple. These are staples in my cupboard. This is usually a staple because it's quick and it's easy. I always have pumpkin because I like pumpkin. I like pumpkin pie. I don't wait till Thanksgiving. If I want it, it's good. It's got good fiber. It's good for you. This isn't necessarily a staple, but if I think about it, I'll pick it up. And as you can see, I got this on the clearance rack.
Yay.
So sometimes like after holidays or like where there's baking involved, you're always going to find these things marked down. So I just grab some. If I don't need to use it, I'll just throw it in the freezer. So I want to make a cake, but I don't have any eggs. You don't need eggs. Or maybe you don't eat eggs, and you don't want to put a half cup of oil in. So this is what you do. You take your cake mix, or if you're vegan, this is how I learned. A person who was vegan showed me this. You take your cake mix. Now chocolate and pumpkin go better because the chocolate will mask almost all of the pumpkin flavor. So, because I think you're either making a pumpkin cake or you're making a cake. But if you have maybe equal taste of cake and pumpkin, it might just kind of, I don't think it tastes that good. I like the chocolate cake mix, and you take a can of pumpkin, you put it in your mixing bowl, And you might think, well, there's no liquid, what do I do? It doesn't matter. Believe it or not, try it. You just mix the cake mix and the can of pumpkin, small can of pumpkin. You mix it in, the batter's going to be thick. That's okay. It's going to bake up really nicely. And I do use the oblong pan. I haven't made cupcakes up. No, I think I have done that. You can make whatever you want out of it. I like to make the oblong pan because this is where my sweet tooth comes in. I add the small bag of chocolate chips. Now, I usually will add dark chocolate. This is semi-sweet. These work well also. There's your 3 ingredients. Put it in your oblong pan. Let's see, here it says 13 by 9 inch pan is 34 to 38 minutes at 350 degrees. Everybody's oven is different, and what I do is the pan is big, and when I spread it out, it's pretty thin. I'm pretty sure that that's going to overcook. So what I do is I set it for 20 minutes, and I'll check it when 20 minutes is up. You put a knife near the center, and if it's still kind of gooey, you're not set. And you always check the center, not the dead center. You want to go near the center. And if it comes up and it's, if anything's sticking to it, give it a few more minutes. And the other giveaway too is when it starts to, if you're making a cake and it smells like cake in the house, it's probably done. Okay, so I did not bake one last night, but what I got my electric bill yesterday. I wasn't going to turn on any more electricity, heat the place up. But it comes out just looking like a cake. It looks the same as a cake, and it's moist. It's got a little added sweetness because of the chocolate chips. Sometimes I'll add in chopped walnuts. If I have those on hand and I feel like putting them in there, I do that. And then what I do is I cut it in little bars. And that's why I like to make the oblong pan, because I can cut them up into bars. I can put a lot of that in the freezer. So the next time I want something sweet, I usually have some of these in the freezer. So, and that takes care of, that little spontaneous sweet tooth. It's a little more innocent, maybe not so much with these, but portion control and you're good.
I was very skeptical when you said pumpkin and chocolate, but now I think you might have sold me. So thank you. That's a very good creative recipe straight from the pantry.
That's it. You've got to try it. It's hard to believe, but it works.
All right. Well, thanks so much, everybody. I'll pick this up so you can hear me. We are calling it a day, but we will see you guys back tomorrow. We have brain games with Susan again. So have a wonderful evening, and we will see you at 11 o'clock. Don't forget, today is bingo. So if you are free at 2 o'clock, we are going to do bingo here on Facebook Live. So just go to our page, click on the live video at 2. You can use any bingo cards you have at home. You can print some online. If you email me, then I will send you some in a JPEG. You can just make your own on a blank piece of paper. And we will see you at 2 o'clock for a couple rounds of bingo with Paul. Everybody have a great day.